All right, guys, welcome back. Going to the second half here, or second hour rather, of the West Marches week number 10.
Second half.
Second
You
half.
heard it here, folks.
What? Everyone is screaming, so I muted. What? What was that?
OBE for life.
You said second half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I correct myself right after though.
Oh. Okay, so, Kellen, where are you leading people today? You're starting to climb into the heights of this mountain range. Looking out from where you are right now, let me see if I can describe to you your surroundings.
As we move to more like hillier and rockier stuff, I ask if there's anybody else. I'm more akin to forest travel. Is there anybody else out there that is better over hills and plains and stuff? I can look for signs in the forest, but not as good out here.
I have... The only thing that I have is... Okay, hold on. In character. Like, I can, like, remember stuff if, like, I've been there, but, like, I've never been here, so...
That's a big help, thank you.
Look, I'm just contributing because nobody else is saying anything, so...
Sheldrick, are you familiar with the hills?
Much better in the city. I've spent my entire life in cities and rarely venture out here without assistance.
All right, Kurthak, you?
No, nope.
All right, I'll keep leading then.
All right.
Steven, what plains did I walk through to get into the city if I was coming from the Erland Empire? Did we determine where that was in relationship
you would have
to
come,
the city?
I think that was like... I mean, so back to the east is where the Kingdom of Lorien is. And I think the Erland Empire is... that's not the Desert Empire, which is like to the southeast of the Kingdom of Lorien. So it's probably east of the Kingdom of Lorien even. So like that might have been like against some sort of body of water or something like that.
Okay. Some
sort of coastal empire. And so you would have journeyed all the way west through the Kingdom of Lorien and then basically west, like through the Raywald, which is far east of Virascali, across the North Ellen Plain, and then across the road that leads into Virascali, across the Central Ellen Plain.
Gotcha.
So this is an area you're not familiar with either. But let me see if I can tell you what you see from here. Now, you're at a certain amount of elevation, so... Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, looking all around you... Oh, shit, right. I remember why I asked if anybody brought a tent. It's July 3rd, and that means it's thunderstorming.
Oh no, boo. Gross.
So in the early morning, the heavens open up and water just begins pouring down. Your visibility is like a mile or something like that on all sides. You can't even see the mountains. They're just shrouded in mist and rain from where you are right now. The plains behind you, likewise, completely shrouded. There's just the hills all around you, and they're, scraggy sort of brush that like clings to rock and stuff like that. So like a bunch of the avenues that you were sort of like looking at yesterday, Kellen, to like navigate through are now just flooded with water pouring down through the crevasses here. It is it's still quite warm, so yeah.
I'll keep an eye out for any place that the water actually collects and moves, because I would think like a path would be like just a little bit lower than anything else. I know it's hilly and whatever, but like, like it would collect down the hill.
Yeah, if you want to like push up paths where water's coming down, then you can definitely do that. You can find one that's
not
reasonable.
Obviously not in the water, but like, look
next to.
Like, that kind of stuff. Yep.
Cool. So let's see. Why don't we get a first discovery roll? I'll make one.
I hate Julia.
Nothing.
Yeah, no,
okay.
Should I just ban Julia for saying that? Because usually when that's said, Zeke, it occurs.
I know, I hate her so much.
Insta ban.
If anybody's curious what Julia CS is saying, she's saying they will all die.
TKO.
Yeah, with her dumb little fucking face next to her.
Yeah, Julia face.
With her fucking art brush.
So good.
Yeah. Only with her, that's worse than a kappa.
Yep.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
All right, Kellen, go ahead and lead us forwards. So, where are you trying to go, and how are you trying to get there?
The most direct route to the mountains in the northwest where you drew.
Yeah.
And always on the lookout for paths and stuff.
Great. So, at this point, it seems like you're only able to navigate by the compass. So I need a survival check.
You betcha. Oh, psh. There we go.
Okay. That's quite good. So even though it is raining and pouring rain down, you're able to navigate this fairly well. Especially like your tactic of following the stream sort of upwards works very well. Yeah. So make a discovery roll for me.
Oh.
Okay.
God damn it! I wish you would.
That's 220s today, man, and I'm wasting them on like.
Yeah, on discovery rolls.
There's no such thing as a wasted 20.
Well, except that these ones don't even count because, yeah, well.
There's no such thing as a wasted 20.
Shut up, Steven.
Sure, guys, whatever you say. Yeah, okay, so you guys march up the, up the muddy slopes of these hills for about 4 hours, and by the time, by the time that you guys are starting to get ready to stop for lunch, it seems as though you guys have broken into the mountains. It's a little bit clearer up here. The rain is steady, but it's not like overpowering anymore. So you can see a little bit further, and you're starting to really like have to find your ways amongst large slabs of rock that sort of rise up to the left of you. Hundreds of feet even. So you've broken out of the hills and into a large mountain range. Yeah, let's see. I'll do a discovery roll in the middle of the day. Nothing. So after breaking for lunch and satisfying your hunger, you guys managed to find like a rocky overcropping or something like that to take care of your rain problem. Yeah.
Just a quick question.
Remember when I said we should have been in a cave? Just throwing it out there.
Caves are by mountains, and we're going towards mountains, so you have a chance to be in a cave tonight.
Totally.
Steven, I want to remember like what El Salt said about like the village, any like distinguishing marks, character, like a way that I could like description of the place. Like is it in the side of the mountain or like?
Do you just sort of sit down over lunch and just like think back to what Ella Salt was saying? Like, God, this beautiful woman was talking to me. I saw her mouth moving. Like,
damn it!
What did she say?
Oh, it against me.
Would you give me a wisdom saving throw?
Sure. All right, and wisdom is +2. Yes, +2. Okay. Come here, stupid thing.
Shit.
I'm like, there are words, noises hitting
Like,
my face.
I don't think you were
she's
actually
just so
even.
pretty.
You weren't even watching her mouth, right? Like you were focused entirely on the boob region. Yeah. When you try to remember, all you just see these large, beautiful globes. You are
one out of the way, so that's good. That's good.
Yep. Yeah. It was very good to roll that one just then. So where are you going now?
I'm just gonna continue on the path that I was on before.
All right. Give me a navigation roll.
You bet. And that's
Survival.
survival. Okay.
Yeah.
It won't. That input thing won't stay at anything that you type in, so it doesn't really matter. It'll say perception every time.
Yeah.
So I have a question about danger sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because it specifies I have an advantage on a dexterity saving throw against things that I can see.
Yes.
So do I need to be making perception rolls
Like it's
in
kind
certain
of like
scenarios?
if the threat is something you can see, like a lightning bolt or like a log that's falling towards you or anything like that, you have this preternatural ability to get out of the way. It's not like you need to see it a long ways off or you need to know that it's there ahead of time, but it's like, if someone invisible stabs you in the back, you don't get the advantage on that.
Right.
But if you step on a pressure plate and like arrows come flying towards you, you have this preternatural danger sense that just says, get out of the way.
Spidey sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Spidey sense, basically.
Okay, so I don't need to be like prompting anything in order to take advantage of that.
Exactly. You get it automatically.
Okay, cool.
You're just that cool. Yeah, okay, so
God, I'm so fucking rad.
Kellen, give me a discovery roll.
Okay.
Okay. About halfway through the afternoon, you come to a very large cliff face that just sort of stretches side to side. Like, you made a couple twists and turns to get down this route that you thought was like a sort of a pass or something like that. And it just all dead-ended into this cliff face that stretches like 50, 60 feet high. What are you guys going to do? Are you going to try to climb it? Like, Kellen, do you want to try to lead everybody backtrack and go around or something like that?
So on looking on the map, are we like right here?
Oh, you are well and truly in the mountains now.
Oh, we're like up here.
Yep.
Okay. I haven't seen like any footprints, horse tracks, nothing.
Kurthak, give me a perception check.
Okay.
Lightning strikes high in the mountains.
22.
Kurthak has been keeping his eyes peeled for anything that might, sort of indicate animal tracks, footprints, horse road or anything like that. And Kurthak has seen nothing of those varieties. Like every once in a while, you'll see like a paw scuff or something like that, but nothing that is like tracks that you would be able to follow, especially in this driving rain.
Does that concern us?
Kurthak, I was trying. You were there with me, with the lovely priestess, and I'm having trouble remembering any directions that she may have said. I'm doing this away from the group, by the way. It's just me and him, hopefully.
Okay, sure. Maybe you guys are like, you're like, hey, Kurthak, come, let's talk about this cliff.
Exactly.
Dude, I am so fucking lost.
I wouldn't say lost, but I was
Well,
like,
didn't I walk out of the room? Didn't I leave like their discussion halfway through or something like that?
I honestly don't remember.
I honestly don't remember either.
I
But
thought he was there the whole time.
No, I didn't do anything to disgust you until like the very end when I was like stuttering.
maybe so. Ko, what were you gonna say?
So, can I walk up to them real quick? Can
Sure.
I? Okay. I'm going to walk up to these guys, and I hear them kind of talking amongst themselves.
Are you still
I'm gonna
dragging
look
your body bag behind you?
Yes, at this point, well, since we kind of stopped a little bit, I kind of, did my whole quick jaunt into the reeds and popped it there and came back. So he's not with me right now, but he's nearby. I don't know exactly where he is.
Mm-hmm.
So I walk up to Kellen and I say, Kellen, I need you to be honest with me here, brother. Do you know where we are?
Of course I do.
Yeah, we're figuring it out. We're figuring it out.
So I'm gonna look.
Oh.
I'm gonna look at the Kellen. I'm gonna say,
And what are you guys talking about?
think.
1 second,
think-
Julia. Be there 1 second.
over there?
No, 1 second. This is
What's going on?
Kellen's
So I
having a
already
personal
sleep
problem.
again.
Ah.
So I'm gonna look right in Kellen's eyes and I say, think back. Do you remember? And I use my inspiration to give him another chance.
What are you? Okay, yeah, okay, cool. So roll that wisdom save again, Kellen.
Okay.
I hope you get another one.
You're such a you want us to be lost?
I love the chaos, man.
Sorry. That's actually a +2. My bad. So 10.
Okay, so you get a 10. Thinking back, man, that woman and her charms, like, she said something about going northwest, through the forest, and from there after that, you don't remember the directions that she gave you once you left the forest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And-
you're saying like this whole time we have seen no tracks, no horse prints, no nothing. Oh my god.
Correct. Now, like, you could like slow down to a slow pace, and be searching extra carefully and be making sort of half time, and that would give CohhCarnage like another like +3 on his perception checks.
Oh, where were we sitting at him being in the room and remembering with me?
I think it's entirely plausible that he was there to hear.
Okay.
I was there for the conversation, but I remember leaving at some point in time, but I don't know if that was in the beginning or the end or when. So
Probably when I was like trying my clumsily flirting.
JP, do you remember what Elith said? Not CohhCarnage, but you yourself.
no, I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah. CohhCarnage, do you want to make a wisdom saving throw to see if you remember?
I mean, I guess since Kellen prompted me and like asked me, I guess, yeah. So
Okay.
like,
Why
So-
are you being so obstinate?
Quick,
because it's kind of
senior
metagamey, but that's I'm just against that. Anyways, what were we gonna say, Co?
I'm a city dwarf, but I picked the mountain dwarf background.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
mountain dwarves are a race, right, of people.
Okay, so
But
even though
you
I'm
may
from
have-
the mountains, that wouldn't help at all here, would it? Since we're in a hilly like that.
I don't think being a mountain dwarf gives you anything special for being a mountain.
Okay,
But I'll
yeah,
look.
it just looks like a strength bonus. I was just checking.
Yeah. I don't consider it metagamey because like your characters know more than the players do. Your characters likely remember more than the players do. So, I'm totally happy to give you rolls to see if your character remembers things. But an easy way to avoid needing to roll to see if your character remembers is for the player to remember.
Just remember.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what am I rolling? What,
Yeah,
what
because
type
I'm
of check?
pretty sure that at the beginning today, Steven told us exactly everything that we were supposed to know, and just none of us remember it 1 hour later. So
That's probably true.
Yep. So yeah, just make a wisdom saving throw, JP.
Okay, wisdom. 18.
We're trying to save a princess, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
CohhCarnage, what is it like for you when you realize that Elith Salt told you that this village is in the Starkwald, like about a day to the north at west of Viraskali? A day and a half west of.
And then we're
northwest of
completely out of the plate. Out of.
Yeah, you're like 2
Yeah.
days beyond the Starkwald.
I do kind of like one of those, like Lost in Space type gazes where I'm just like looking out onto the plains, and then I look at Kel and I'm just like, we went the wrong way. I remember everything now.
We went the wrong way.
Yeah, we.
guys, what's going on? You all look really concerned and shit.
Juliet, we
Should
went
I
the
come
wrong.
over there?
Nope, just keep singing the song. We'll be with you soon. Just go to your happy place, Juliet.
You making fun of me right now? I'll come over there.
Absolutely not.
I'm just like we went the wrong way. We need to go back and go north. Into the Starkwald.
Can we please tell the other people that
Wait, how did that happen? Because didn't
Sign.
Zeke like make good rolls for the most part? Like, I don't understand.
Like
Well, he rolled a 1 to remember it.
Well, so
I know, but
like,
after
our way
once
through.
we got to the mountains already.
the deal is, right, like, you don't roll to see if you get where you're going. You roll to see if you get where you tell me you're going, right? So you were trying to find a location that none of you knew where it was. And when I said, where do you want to go? Kellen said, northwest, northwest, northwest.
See, the funny thing is, I don't
So
even
he-
remember what Steven just said 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, you guys have very accurately headed
So-
to the northwest. You're not at all like off of your current.
But we were supposed to
projected
literally
course.
just be 1 day north of Veraskali, and that's
Pretty
all we
much.
needed to do.
Yep.
Okay, I leave CohhCarnage after he's told me all of this, and I
Yeah.
come back to the group and say, there are signs that they were here and they had made a light camp, and then they had left back the way we came. We missed it because they covered their tracks so well, but we found some sign of them being here and then turning around and heading back the other way. So we have to track them back across the plains. I'm sorry I missed the first signs, but we'll make our way there. Have faith.
I know how to get back.
You
Do
do?
we just need to get back?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a memory like a fucking princess. I can totally get us back there.
That makes no sense.
Do
But lead the way.
princesses generally have longer?
Yeah,
memories?
JP. Yeah,
No, this
Kurthak.
isn't character.
Yeah, Kurthak, because princesses have to
many
have
princesses have you
classes
been with,
on how to
Juliet?
be fucking perfect. And I'm
Yeah,
fucking perfect with my memory, so
Kellen, I do totally want you to make a deception check for that.
Okay.
It won't affect anything. I
oh
just
my
want to know how
God.
convincingly
Yeah,
you say
no,
this lie.
Deception. I have my charisma is -1, so this is not
Absolutely.
fun. All right, let's see here. And I do have to put the minus in, though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm just saying, because
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
There you go. So Kellen kind of comes up to you, and his eyes are sort of shifting from side to side. He looks really sheepish as he's telling you this.
Guys, we need to go back. I found some things over there, and they're not there anymore. We got to go back this way because they were here and then they left.
oh my god, we fucking lost?
Absolutely
You
not.
fucking get us lost?
I come up. I
shit.
come up and put my arm around Kellen. I'm just like, we took a wrong turn. It wasn't Kellen's fault. I told him to go a certain way, and that's where we went. So technically, it's my fault. Kellen has not led us astray at all.
I eye roll and grab my stuff, and I'm like, whatever, let's just go back. And I start leading everybody back because
Okay, so
I
you're
have
just
memory
gonna
fucking princess.
you're just gonna lead everybody back exactly along the course that you went.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay, so
I owe you
That's how my brain works.
yep. So Juliet, would you click the discovery button on the bottom of your screen? Okay, cool. Yeah, man, what on earth could you have found?
A new location? That means it goes in my brain. No, this every time I do West Marches, I'll know how to
Yeah.
get to different places. That's
Totally.
fucking awesome.
headache with pictures.
Yeah, I remember shit.
Let's see. I'm gonna just write a little note here, really. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You are walking back down these narrow ledges that you're walking along the mountains, walking through the mountains along, and you notice that there was this narrow bend that you had to sort of go single file around, and on the back side of the narrow bend there was sort of a little cubby hole that none of you really saw as you were coming forwards in this direction. Now that you're going back, you see that there's actually a large stone door set back in the cubby hole around this narrow bend.
What time of day?
It's dusk and it's still raining.
Okay, so that obviously be a good place to get out of the rain.
Definitely.
Cool. Well, Juliet, here's your cave. Does the stone door look like we can push it out of the way, or is it?
Yeah, it's a large double door,
Okay.
carved out of stone. It's got angular
hinges?
what are they called? Not hinges, grooves carved into it in a geometric pattern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
all.
what if there's some weird bullshit in there?
Is there any obvious handle or mechanism for opening?
Yeah, there's two large iron handles, rings on the door.
Okay. I will do a perception check to see if I can see footprints, any signs of life.
Give me a roll.
And that would be survival?
Perception.
Perception. Okay. Oh, both are good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, you examine the area around the door, but the rain has sort of washed away anything that might have been obvious on the ground. It's obvious that the door does open, there's grooves in the ground, sort of carved into the stone in the shape of the swinging of this door. So, it doesn't look stuck or anything like that.
Is it heavy?
A man-sized door?
Yeah, it's actually probably 10 feet tall and 7 feet wide. It's really big.
Is there any design or pattern to the grooves? Anything we can discern from it? Is there any skill we can use to get any information from it?
Design or pattern on the grooves themselves. Let me see here. That sounds kind of like maybe a history check.
Sorry. I was just curious, looking to see what my history check would be, and it would be a -1. So
Awesome.
I'm at 0.
So yeah, if you want to try and make a history check to see if you can find out any significance of these of these grooves, then let me know.
can I just say YOLO and open it?
Absolutely. So
Party.
you grab one of the rings and pull on it so that it opens.
Yeah.
I pull out an arrow really quick as soon as I see this happen.
Yeah, okay. Like you pull on the door and it slides open slowly, creaking open, grinding against the ground. The chamber beyond makes a large echoing sound as you pull open the door. And as you're pulling it open, you can actually see in the back of this room another door on the other side shutting closed.
Do we see anything in there? From the
So,
outside. Not
it's a
walking
very-
in. But...
It's a very dark chamber. It's probably like 40 feet from left to right and 30 feet across. There are large stone columns, like 2 of them on each side. Some sort of entryway. The door across the way also has those similar like stone grooves on it. It looks quite old, quite run down. Like there's like a couple random like pieces of objects on the floor, like a cup and a metal fork and like a dagger in the corner and stuff like that. Like a couple small bones of like some small animal sort of in a pile somewhere. On the sides of the room, sort of left and right, the walls are actually kind of cracked and broken, as if there was like an earthquake maybe jostled the construction of this location.
But it doesn't look like anybody's been there for a while.
Yeah, it looks pretty empty. Give me a perception test.
All of us or just Dodger?
Just Dodger.
While she's doing that, good dwarf, do you make your home in mountains? Is that where you come from?
Although I'm from the mountains, I primarily lived in the city.
Okay, so you couldn't tell us if this stone place that we're in was made by dwarves or made by something else?
I have to be honest with you, friend. Just like one would go to a museum, I spent very little time where I originally came from.
Okay, understood.
Did you roll, Juliet?
Juliet did roll, and it doesn't look like there's anybody who's been through this room in a long time. There's a lot of dust on the floor, and like stone dust, and it's undisturbed.
Well, if I may make a suggestion, I say we have a mission, we have a goal. I say we stay here for the night. We venture no further in because there's no telling what is in there. Make camp, wake up, leave the front door open so that we can see anything that's coming our way. Sleep next to the back door so we can hear it if it decides to open itself, and then make our way in the morning.
Yeah, I'm down because it's like wet.
Cool.
Hear that?
Okay.
I walk in.
Awesome. So you guys set up camp. Are you
Okay,
taking
cool.
the same watches from last time? Sheldrake, Kurthak, Juliet, Kellen.
Yep.
Okay. Sheldrake, what are you doing with your body bag? It's a small room. Are you like
Well,
leaving it outside?
what I did was before we went into the cave, I found a very large rock on the outside, and I actually swung Maldrick over the side and used the rock to kind of prop it there. So if you're just walking down the path, you can't see anything. You'd have to actually go over the side and kind of look down to see it. So it's kind
Sheldrake
of-
is hanging off the edge of a cliff.
Maldrick is, yes, technically.
Aldrich is. Yeah, I've got it. You feel
I figured
safe
he
about
probably
that?
wouldn't want to go into the caves. Caves always scared him, so I didn't want to frighten him too much.
Okay. Sounds good.
You're gonna leave me out here. You're gonna
Only
leave
'cause
me out here in the rain.
Only because you want to be. Don't complain.
I want to be in the rain. Is that what you're saying?
Shut up and stay quiet. I'm doing things, important things.
Yeah, it looks like you're doing important things. You went all the way to the mountains and you're coming back again. That looks important to me. Good job. You know what? Never mind. You have fun.
I then cast Disguise Illusion of Maldrick, and then go, say it to my face.
You want me to say it to your face? That's my face?
Stop confusing yourself.
Who's confusing
Wow.
who?
Then I just walk away. I walk after the party.
So, Kurthak, what is it like when you see Maldrick come walking in through the door?